I know a lot of people are struggling with consistency. It's a huge problem for many people, and including me, right? But if you really want to be consistent, something that has helped me massively, it has this one key step that you gotta do, right? And it has 2 phases or 2 steps, right? That you gotta do, and it's gonna completely like transform you, like with your relationship with consistency, because a lot of people struggle with that. You know, it's like a massive problem, whether with like, you know, hitting the gym, like, you know, studying, you know, doing, you know, business work, like a lot of these things. It's difficult for people to be consistent, right? And for me, 2 things massively helped me, right? There are like 2 steps that I'm gonna mention. And the reason I wanted to make this video is that because, listen, you can have like a goal, you can even have some ideas that you wanna do, you can even do them, right? But if you're not consistent and persistent and you're not fully dedicated to it, you're not gonna hit it, because consistency builds momentum, and that momentum allows you to get the results that you want, right? So here's what I'm gonna tell you. The first step that allowed me to be consistent and really took things to the next level, for me, I put this in my notes, it was like, know who you want to become, right? So I know it's gonna be like, wait, what is he saying? You gotta know who you want to become, because if you don't know who you want to become, how do you know how that person lives? How do you know that your ideal version, that the person you want to become, who's that person? Like, you gotta dig deep. You gotta kind of learn about that person's, like, you know, actions and habits and thoughts and feelings and lifestyle. Like, all these things play a huge role, and you gotta find that, you know, who you want to become. Do you want to be do you want to be like a, you know, football player? Do you want to be a freaking business guy? Like, who is your ideal reality person? You know, that the dream version that you want to build yourself, right? Like, you got to really nail that down, and you got to really, like, you know, go very in depth about it, right? A lot of people struggle to kind of decide who they want to become. And the truth is that if you don't know who you want to become, meaning where you want to go, then you don't know where you want to go. Then you can't get there. You know what I mean? So if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get there. It's like, I want to go to like, I want to fly to New York, right? But like, you don't know if you want to go to New York. You have an idea, you want to go somewhere, like you want to go like to like a big city, but like in your mind, you're like, oh, like, where should I go? Like, you don't know. Of course, you're not going to go to New York or any big city. So you gotta know who you want to become. So for me, when I decided, I was like, okay, I want to be this person. I want to have this certain lifestyle. I was like, okay, like, now I know who I want to become. Now I know what I'm gonna do. Now I know how I'm gonna live, how I'm gonna eat, how I'm gonna sleep, how I'm gonna, like, you know, make friends and all those things. Like, it makes a huge, you know, like, difference. So the first step I'm gonna tell you is just decide who you want to become. Simple. And define it, describe it very precisely. Okay? Number 2, this is very important. Now, a lot of people have issues with clarity and not knowing who they want to become. But now that you know who you want to become, after the first step, the second step, I know it's going to sound simple. You're going to be like, wait, what? It's going to be very simple. And there is no other way to get around this. There is no secret cheat codes. There is no, like, some course thing or whatever, like, that's going to help you out. The second thing is to embody that version of you. So if you know who you want to become, the simple thing that you got to do is pretty much be that person every single day until you become and achieve the things that you want to do, right? There is no other way to get around it. Like, I know people are going to say, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. But listen, if you know who you want to become, there is only one option. You literally have to show up every single day and just be that person. Diet-wise, training-wise, content, whatever you want to do, you got to embody that person every single day. For example, let's just say you want to be a bodybuilder. You got to live like a bodybuilder every single day. You may not be a bodybuilder right now, maybe like in 2 years, 3 years after you gain a lot of muscle, but you got to be the bodybuilder right now every single day until in 2-3 years when you want to compete, you're ready. Like, you're not going to struggle with it because you've been embodying that person. That's why a lot of athletes, they embody that athletic lifestyle for years until they make it pro. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to make it pro but just randomly deciding to be a pro. It's like a process. It's a step. You got to embody that version of you every single day. Some people want to have businesses. They may not have a business in right now, but like, they got to start taking steps toward it every single day. They got to be a businessman way before they become a businessman. Simple as that. So the 2 things that are going to massively help you is basically to know who you want to become and embody that version of you every single day. And listen, at times, there's going to be ups and downs. You're going to be like feeling not the best. But honestly, the whole point of this consistency thing is to build a good trust with yourself, build a good, strong relationship with yourself. So you have like, you trust yourself. You're like, you know what? I told myself I'm going to eat good today. I ate good. I told myself I'm going to, I'm going to run today. I'm going to run. Like all these things allow you to be, more consistent. You build that momentum and you're going to be unstoppable. So there is no secret cheat code to get around it. But I feel like one thing that a lot of people miss is just not knowing who they want to become. So really think about that. Really focus on that. See who you want to become. Like it doesn't have to be like an ASAP answer, but something that you have to think about seriously because you want to decide your character in this video game. So really think about it, lock in, and just do that. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.